That is a view askew. Let me try to fix this summit. And I'll get my comments going on my computer. Delta is in here with me today, and she already wants to jump in my lap. Oh, there we go. Oh, listen, I got a microphone on. You're gonna hurt the microphone. All right, let's bring the camera down so they can see you. There's Delta. All right. Oh, you can't call me up, girl. Microphones are serious business. We're legit, man. We gotta act legit. All right. All right, Mike, welcome. Okay. We got a few people watching. Not real sure why, but we will load up a pipe and see what comes of this. All right, let's see. What do I want to load up? I might have a half of a bowl. I don't think that's going to relight, but we'll try it. Nope, that's played out. We'll move on. We'll move on to something else. It's been a while since I've smoked anything with a lot of Kia in it. I think I'm going to smoke some of this Lagonda from GLPs. This stuff doesn't get talked about a lot. I like it, but it doesn't sell super briskly. So, well, I've had this for a while. This is from 2017, but I would wager to guess that the stuff I've got on the shelf to sell is at least a year old at this point, maybe even more. All right, Delta, you got to get down. Hop down, baby. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we figured out what we're gonna smoke, but what are we gonna smoke it in? I think I'm gonna use this Rattray's Fatchin pipe. I believe this is the 110 shape. I have to doubt myself on camera, of course. Yes, the 110 shape. Rattray's Fatchin. Deep green, swirled acrylic green stem. 9mm, so I'm going to load her up. I've been using these Blitz filters because I had a pack of Blitz filters for a pretty good while and had never tried them. I don't really like these as much, but I'm going to smoke through them because it was a 200 pack. I think I bought these on eBay or Amazon. Probably around the time I started the pipe Nook, so it's been about 4 or 5 years. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Blitz filters. They work okay, but they don't work quite as well as the White Elephants and the Stanwells and the new Savinelli filters. So I'm not going to start carrying them if they're even still available. I haven't looked, and like I said, I ordered that like 4 or 5 years ago. But they didn't work so well. I just happened to stumble on that box while I was cleaning out the garage recently, because I got a new garage door put in today, so I practically had to. I was pretty bricked in this garage with stuff, and I had to move 70% of it in the last couple of days so they could have room to install this new garage door. Yep, Fat Morgan, I got the boss with me today. Cliff, good to see you. How you feeling, bud? How's our boy feeling? Anybody got news on Yardism? I have not heard how he's doing. Is he in here? Yep, I just could not believe all the stuff I had in this garage. Utah Piper. Yardism. Welcome, sir. Well, Chad's in chat, Cliff. Maybe he can share with us a little something, something. All right, I'm going to load up while y'all wish Chad all the best. Light up, not load up. All right. Yep, see at the end of that light, and I know that was a long light, but I was starting to feel a bit of that nipping at my tongue, which I do not get with the other brands of filters. So, yeah, definitely not going to be buying any more Blitz filters or offering them on the site. There's something, maybe they just don't have quite as much charcoal. That would be my guess. Chad, I'm guessing you were told not to smoke, especially for a certain length of time. Did they give you any sort of directives? Utah Piper, I just loaded up some Lagonda by GLPs. It's an English blend. Piper said, you like the, yeah, those are the heavier ones. The 10 Russians and the stimulus package. Heaviest Latakia out of the batch. That's why typically I lean towards the other side of the batch. I like the Honor blend, which is the only one that doesn't have Latakia. And I like the Mystic blend and the Reflections. Much lighter Latakia. Well, I got you, Yardism. Well, I look forward to, I don't think you've posted a video yet. I wouldn't expect you to anytime soon, but look forward to hearing back from you. Hey, Delta. Let's see if I can read this Lagonda package. A luxurious blend, aren't they all? Oh, no. Comprising generous. You're going to make this very difficult. Pause. Okay, Pop. This isn't going to work. for you or for me. All right, you got to get down. And you got to go the way you came. Come on, get down. There you go. There you go. She doesn't understand why she can't just stay in my lap all hours of the day. You gotta get down, babe. She's like so put out. I wish you could see her face. All right, get down. All right, you can stay right there. The diamond head is a little bit different, Cedric, than the other stuff. And I don't know if that's because maybe there's more orientals in it. It gives it kind of a sour note, more so than the others. But it is different from the others. Stay down. Stay down. Daniel, in regards to the comparable pipes to the Savinelli, it's pretty much what's on my website, aside from the cobs. I mean, the cobs are just cobs, but what I carry, I find to be affordable and high quality. So all of the Savinelli pipes, I would say all Savinelli pipes are well engineered. Same with their little brother, Rossi, as well as the Rattray's pipes. And whatever, and the Peterson pipes. But, whatever I carry in the future, I'm going to make sure it holds up to that same standard of quality. I have been thinking about Briarworks. I've been thinking about Vowen. And maybe one or two others, but it's going to be a slow rollout. Ken, the dog's name is Delta. And I didn't name her. She's a rescue dog. And we decided not to rename her because Delta was probably her second name. I didn't want to confuse her with a third name. But typically I call her Delta Force. All right, you're going to knock this mic off. Pacific Coast Piper, an old Facebook page by me. Does that mean, is it me? Is it Eddie Gray or is it the Pipe Nook? Because I used to have a Pipe Nook Facebook page, but I've put it in retirement, or at least I've mothballed it for now. It may come back in the future. I rarely am on Facebook. I'm a member of a couple of pipe smoking or pipe collecting and pipe smoking groups, the YTPC Facebook group, but I'm just rarely on Facebook. It aggravates me too much. So I don't mess with it too often. Cliff, 10 bowls. What? You must be out hunting or something. Even even on pipe shows, I think the most bowls I've ever smoked in a day is probably 6. That's some codgery stuff there, Cliff. Utah Piper, see if they'll read a book that Joffrey the Giant wrote called The Christian Pipe Smoker, I think it is. Some interesting insights. Or maybe it's Christianity and pipe smoking, something like that. I found it as a Kindle book. Glad you like that 320, Benjamin. Signum and Tony, welcome. Yeah, Utah Piper, I had to go through that with my mom. And I mentioned this to somebody the other day. Of course, there's risk in any form of smoking. But it's weird how the generations have gone in my family. Both of my parents, neither one of them ever smoked anything. Nothing. Cigarettes, cigars, nothing. Now, they did that because their parents, both of their sets of parents, smoked cigarettes. So that's my grandparents, that generation. They're all dead now. They all passed away in their 60s. But then my great-grandfather outlived all of them, I do believe. He lived to be 99 years old, and he was a pipe smoker. So, my parents are not very against smoking of any kind. Their parents were cigarette smokers and died very young, what I would call young. And then my grandfather smoked a pipe and almost hit 100. And he smoked a pipe for 70 years plus. I don't even know how long he smoked a pipe, but it was a long time. And I remember what I forgot to do. I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb. So we're going to freeze up here for just a sec. All right, we should be back. Dog, are you eating something off the floor? She's got the hiccups. She might hawk something up here in a sec. She's been chewing on weeds out in the backyard that we're afraid is going to make her sick. You go over there if you're going to hork. I'm sorry. Maybe you'll stop eating those weeds. All right, let's see. Daniel, I've thought about mortar pipes. Rattrays sells some mortar pipes from time to time. They're available, but I don't know. I just haven't decided to do that just yet. In the turkey woods, huh? Oh. I was going to grab my phone to show you that book that Joffrey, I think he co-wrote it with a friend or a colleague 4 or 5 years back, maybe. But I can't grab my phone because I'm using my phone to record. Bill joins, and you smoke an average of 4 to 5 bowls a day, 2 bowls on a bad day, 4 plus on a good day. Yeah, these days, because I'm working from home, I would say on average I smoke 4 bowls a day. Tamir, my favorite pipe tobacco, it's hard not to say the one that I'm smoking at any given time, but if you follow the channel any length of time, you'll hear me talk about Old Dark Fired a lot. That's my favorite pipe tobacco, McBaron's Old Dark Fired. Of course, I also really like Peterson's Irish Flake, Cornell and Deal's Bluegrass, GLP's Sixpence. Peterson's University Flake. At this point, pipe tobacco is like music for me. It'd be really hard to make a top 20 favorite bands and artists list. It'd be really hard for me to make a top 20 tobaccos of all time list. I tried to make a top 20, I think it was a top 20 favorite albums of all time video a few years back, and man, that was difficult. And I really feel like some albums should have been in there that deserved to be in a top 20, but there just wasn't room. So maybe a top 50 albums. Dog. Stop. Come here. Come here. Come here. You need to chill out. Guys, let me let her in the house. I'll be right back. My wife just showed up, and she thinks it's a booger man. Come on. Get in there. All right. I'm back. She's got a loud bark for such a small dog. I'm used to having bigger dogs than that back in the day. Golden Retrievers and Yellow Labs. She's like a little Little thing. She's about 25, 30 pounds. Skinny. But when she starts barking, it's terrifying. Tamir, I forgot to answer too. I used to smoke cigars primarily for 20 years. And then I flip-flopped. For 20 years, I smoked cigars predominantly and then occasionally tried to smoke a pipe. These days, I predominantly smoke a pipe and only occasionally go back to smoke a cigar. I just really enjoy pipe smoking so much more thoroughly than cigars, but every now and then I'll get a hair to pick up one cigar. I don't keep them anymore. I used to keep a humidor. I had I can't remember, maybe it was a 7,500 count capacity humidor, like 4 or 5 drawers. And now I use it for pipe storage and accessories. Ashes of what remains. You are welcome, sir. I'm glad I could help. Email me anytime you have questions. I'll do my best to answer in an intelligent way. You might get lucky that day. I might feel kind of smart. Piper Rick, welcome. Steph and Skip. Oh man, I'm so far behind now. I'm going to blame the dog for that. When I go quiet, I'm reading you guys. Church. But I prefer. There's something about a meerschaum smoke. Well, at first I would say, I would prefer a 9mm filtered pipe, like this guy here. The vast majority of meerschaums are unfiltered. But Rattray's does make 9mm filtered meerschaum pipes, and I have one in my personal collection. But there's something about it. There's something about the smoke. I don't want to say it is sterile tasting. That's probably not the right, most accurate word, but occasionally it gives off almost a chalky taste. That's not quite accurate either, but I just think Briar represents or presents pipe tobacco the best. That's just me. Mike, and to answer your question, what pipe brands or styles do I get the most requests for? Um, I don't get a lot of requests for pipes outside of what I carry. Um, a good bit of folks ask me why I don't carry 310s, or I don't carry a lot of 310s on the site. Savinelli 310 shape. But that's because I got a few early on that tipped over. They wouldn't stand. Like this one is a sitter. It'll stand. Um, but that 310 poker shape, I reached out to Savinelli about it, and they told me that they're not guaranteed to stand. So that put me off on that shape. That's why I don't carry them regularly. I'm going to change that here in the near future and see if they're doing better these days. It could have just been a fluke, but I did get a couple of them like that a few years back. As far as brands that I don't carry that people ask me about, Valen would be one. Um, Trying to think. Boot Shokan. Brigham is another that a lot of folks ask me about. Um, and some have asked me about Costello pipes. Those are the ones off the top of my head. I have had a couple of people tell me that Blakemar Briars are great, but I've tried to get a hold of that guy a few times, and it just hasn't worked out. He may be too busy to answer emails. At least from retailers. Might not want to take that on. Yeah, Piper Rick, I don't have the official story on Carter Hall and Prince Albert, but I know they've both been sold out or unavailable for quite some time now. And I have not been able to find or to obtain an answer from my distributor. They just don't have it. But I've heard no official word. In fact, I had somebody email me, one of my customers email me and said he reached out to, gosh, who makes those? Is it Scandinavian or, I can't remember now. Middleton. And they spoke with someone at Middleton who was basically like, no, we don't know why you can't find it. We're making it. We still make it. They weren't aware of any sort of shortage. I thought that was odd. So maybe someone in chat can give us some insight that I haven't been able to find. When it's available again, I'll buy it and have it available. As far as Delta, the dog, my wife just won't let up on this whole what is she, what is she, and I think she's gonna. I think she's already purchased a DNA test so we can find out, supposedly find out what kind of a mix she is. She's worried me sick about that, and I said, look, finally was like, if you want to find out, buy the DNA test, up to $200 because that's how much my peace of mind is worth, to not have to hear about it anymore. She would show me pictures. Maybe she's this, maybe she's that. So and so's dog looks like this. And as I mentioned, Delta was a rescue dog, so she had puppies right before we adopted her. And so Shelly's crawling Facebook, trying to see, what the puppies are, because some of the people who adopted the puppies have done DNA testing. And I'm like, that's not going to tell you exactly what she is, only partly what she is and partly what the dad is. So finally, I talked her into just buying the DNA test. So we are going to do that. And I'm going to let you guys know. I think I said 310 over and over. I meant the 311s, I do believe. Piper Rick. I don't have a shape chart handy, but I think that's what I meant. Yeah, I've thought about Molina pipes too. I saw Bill. I see your comment very late, I'm sure, but reading your comment. But I've got a couple of Molina pipes, 3 or 4 Molina pipes, and I like them, and they're all 9 millimeter filtered. Fit and finish and drilling isn't quite up to snuff when compared to Rattrays or Savinelli. Um, but price wise, not a bad pipe. Uh, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but Eowyn Feely. How does Latakia compare to Old Dark Fired? Well, and I was talking about this the other day with somebody. Latakia reminds me of a campfire. Burning wood. Dark Fired Kentucky reminds me of barbecue most of the time. So that's kind of the profile difference for me in taste and smell. So this Lagonda that I'm smoking right now, I'm definitely getting a campfire vibe. But typically the Dark Fired Kentucky is more savory to me, like barbecue, or like some sort of dried meat, seasoned meat. So I tend to lean towards the dark fired Kentuckys over a lot of Kias. But I do get the hair for a lot of Kia blend every now and then. But probably only 10-15% of my smokes are a lot of Kia blends. 10 to 15% are aromatics, and the other, 70 to 80% are what I would call non-aromatics. Burley blends, Virginias, Virginia Periques, dark fired Kentucky blends, any kind of Perique blends. And if you put dark fired Kentucky and Perique, I'm there. $25 thumbs up. I appreciate that, y'all. Thumbs ups are always helpful, always appreciated. I don't make a dime on my YouTube videos, but I do like for new customers to find me through YouTube. So those kind of interactions, the thumbs ups, they help out a lot. Comments. I do get a good bit of my customers through the YTPC and through YouTube. But I quit monetizing my videos some time back, maybe a year and a half ago. I had only made a little bit, and I'm talking nickels and dimes off of it. And then they demonetized all tobacco videos for the most part. So I just stopped monetizing. So if you guys see ads in front of my videos, it's not me, it's YouTube. I never see ads on YouTube because we have a family plan for YouTube Premium. And that includes ad-free YouTube as well as ad-free YouTube Music. So I don't even think about ads anymore. But sorry if you guys have to watch ads in front of my videos. It's not my doing, nor my intent. I was going to mention something too, and I might make a standalone video about this in the near future, but it seems, it seems to me that aromatic tobaccos and a lot of Kia blends, those two tend to ghost a pipe more than than anything else. Well, deer tongue will ghost a pipe, and so will that Lackland taste, that Lackland stuff. But non-aromatic tobaccos that aren't a lot of Kia, they're not English blends. They don't tend to ghost a pipe, in my experience. Perique, maybe. Like if you smoke a lot of Perique blends, you might get a musty, Perique kind of ghosting. But along those same lines, I find that a lot of Kia blends and aromatic blends will also gunk up a pipe faster than non-aromatic blends or non-lot Kia blends. I wonder if you guys have also noticed the that if you smoke a lot of aromatics in a particular pipe or a lot of Latakia, it gunks up more quickly. Church ether music, yeah, YouTube got me really started in pipes. Not started in pipe smoking, but it certainly, I learned so many tricks of the trade through the YouTube pipe community back in 2013, 2014. That's when I really latched on to pipe smoking and flip-flopped between cigars and pipes. And by the way, Norway has a lot of my, there's a lot of cool bands from Norway. All of those nations, the Scandinavian nations. Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark. Piper said, what's a good blend for straight Perique? Well, if it's straight Perique, it's not a blend. I mean, I guess you could argue, you know, you could get different Perique from different areas of the triangle where it's grown, but you can get straight Perique. I've got some, and it is very potent to smoke it straight. I did that exactly one time. Definitely what I would call a condimental blend. Yeah, I switched from Spotify a few years back to Google Play Music, which then got rebranded to YouTube Music. And I'm with you, Church Ether Music. YouTube Premium is well worth it, especially for someone who doesn't have cable. I don't pay for cable television or direct TV or satellite TV, anything like that. So my entertainment comes from YouTube and from Netflix and Disney Plus. So because I'm saving that money on not having cable or satellite TV, I don't mind paying for YouTube Premium. Owen, not Eowyn. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Cliff, have you ever tried? I know you don't smoke goopy aromatics, but have you ever tried something like Cornell and Deal's Stovepipe or John Marr or String Duster? Very lightly aromatic. But still, I still reserve aromatics for me personally as like a very occasional thing. I just like what I like. Yeah, I'm with Cliff. Shanae's Cake is a very good Perique blend. Strong Perique blend. Yeah, from what I've heard, Latakia is the least nicotine heavy of components in blends. So a heavy Latakia blend might taste heavy, but not be nic heavy. It might taste strong. You know, I haven't had Cajun cake in so long. I need to crack a tin of that. Rock and Steady, I haven't had trouble with Crooner. Um, I've smoked 3 or 4 bowls in a row, probably, of Crooner in different pipes, and then moved on back to my normal stuff. Crooner is not a heavy deer tongue blend. I would say as long as you don't smoke like a half a tin or more with nothing in between, probably be all right. But that's your mileage may vary. It's a very personal thing, personal preference. Shanae's Cake has pretty high Perique. I would say Cornell and Deal's exclusive, which I no longer carry, has probably the highest Perique content of any blend I've ever heard of. I think it's 75% Perique, if I remember. It's like pirate cake for You know, Pirate Cake's 75% Latakia. I think the exclusive is 75% Perique, and you can tell it's very high, whatever it is. Shanae's cake is probably 30 to 35% Perique. Maybe as high as 50%. Humdrum, I'll leave the Molto Dolce for you. I think it's just a little too aromatic for me. For me, so many aromatics by the end of the bowl just all taste the same. There we go. My phone battery's about to die again. Owen, I'm not gonna. Well, I don't have any land to grow tobacco to speak of. But no, it's not something I personally want to get into. Owen, I have a friend who brews beer that is world class. He's the kind of guy, you know, when he got into coffee, he got into coffee. Roasts his own beans, single origin, makes excellent coffee from at his house. I'm gonna start getting my coffee from him actually. And then he makes beer that's every bit as good as some of the best beers I've ever had from his house. But it takes a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of research and a lot of passion. Oh, I heard of a new metal band today that I'd never heard of before. I found Anthem, a Japanese metal band, about a month ago. Today I found a Russian band that I'd never heard of before called Aria, Aria, Aria. Pretty cool band. Wish I could understand what they were singing because it's all in Russian. But they've been around since the 80s as well and are still making music. WV Cigars, my favorite beer. Um, that's another thing. It's hard for me to find a favorite for, but I'll give you my top 5 or so beers. Most of them are IPAs. Elysian Space Dust, Bell's Two Hearted, New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger. There's a Pensacola brewery that makes one called Little Napoleon IPA. Lagunitas Maximus, which I can't find. I don't know if they quit making it or what. But then occasionally, I like just to kick back with some Guinness or something similar to Guinness. I do like stouts and porters. Really like Guinness. It's very drinkable. It's kind of like drinking chocolate milk for me. Rockin' steady. I hope I didn't miss you. But have a good evening or morning or whatever. Yeah, when I first tried IPAs, I did not like them. They were an acquired taste, definitely. Kind of like Haunted Bookshop. Um, I just had to revisit Haunted Bookshop 3 years after my first attempt. Same thing with IPAs, and then I just fell head over heels for IPAs. Man, it's already been over an hour, you guys. Did I just curse? I don't know what I said, Cliff. I try not to. I have not tried Heady Topper. I haven't seen that. I don't know. I don't know who makes that. Chad, definitely take your time, man. We understand. Benjamin, he had the cocoa. I guess he's still dealing with it. Yeah, WV craft breweries are the way to go for me. I was thinking the other day, you know, when I was younger and poorer, I did drink a lot of Keystone Light, which is basically like drinking Sprite or like carbonated water. And there was a Plank Road Brewery made a double hopped lager called Southpaw Light. It was a light beer. It was like 125 calories. But I could get a 12 pack of Southpaw Light for like $6.99. But they quit making it years ago. Same thing with Stroh's. Stroh's was really cheap and not too bad. But I've moved on from the lagers. I hardly ever get a lager anymore. All right, well, I think I'm about to call it an evening and go eat some pizza. So just to remind you guys, because we do have some latecomers, I am starting my live stream now 30 minutes earlier than I used to. So I'll be starting at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. Cliff, I'd agree with your buddies about Michelob Ultra. It does taste like cat piss. Paul, have a good night. Yardism, I'm glad you're back with us and on the mend, hopefully, quickly. Sorry that Delta scared us all earlier with that raging bark. All right. I think we're going to call it, you guys. I would apologize for not keeping on track with chat, but you guys will get tired of hearing me apologize for that every week. But thanks for hanging in there with me. And I think it's pizza time. We'll see you guys again soon, hopefully next Wednesday. Have a good one.